people, welcome back to my channel. Wow, Paris Saint-Germain remain champions of Europe, beating Arsenal on penalties. Arsenal did their best. I must say that. Okay, they did their best. And just looking at the performance, the all-round performance, I think the way Arsenal played is the way everyone thought they would have played. There was no trying to convince you that they would have done otherwise. Just starting from the lineup, the fact that Mikel Arteta trusted Kai Havertz to start that lineup, it was a smart decision. Not because he scored a goal, but because Havertz has the mentality when it comes to playing in this sort of competition where they are the underdogs, and definitely everyone thought Arsenal would have beaten them out. Paris Saint-Germain, that everyone thought Paris Saint-Germain would have actually beaten them out the park. But it wasn't the case. It was absolutely not the case. From the beginning, everyone knew that Arsenal were going to defend more and try to break PSG under counter-attack, right? And that was what they did. The first 2-3 minutes, PSG had the ball. They were trying to, get the ball even into Arsenal's half, and it was difficult. At the moment they had, I think, their first corner, the ball bounces to Odegaard. It was a straight ball to Kai Havertz, and of course, that tight corner, the only person that could have scored in that sort of situation was definitely Havertz, and he did that. It was a superb goal, and I feel like Savonov should have done better. That's Paris Saint-Germain's goalkeeper. He should have done way better in that situation. He didn't even try to, scare Kai Havertz at all. He just stood in one position and he allowed Havertz to decide where the ball was going to go. And he went exactly there, top corner, top of the net, and that was it. Now, when you look at the possession of the ball after that goal from Arsenal, it was all Paris Saint-Germain. They kept moving the ball from left to right, right to left, left to right, right to left. At some point, I was just doing this. Can you people not even do something different? They were not doing anything. And this was because literally all 11 players of Arsenal were in their box. In their box, right? They did not give Paris Saint-Germain the chance to outplay them, to cross the ball, to try a shot. In that first half, I don't think PSG recorded a single shot on target. There was no single shot on target in the first half at all. And obviously, the first half went like that. And I thought, you know what? If Arsenal could do it, manage the game and the first half manage it out with the 1-0, maybe they could carry it on till the end of the game. Unfortunately, even before I go to the second half, there were claims of penalty in the first half for Paris Saint-Germain, and I actually think that about 2 times where they had penalty claims, one should have been given, especially the one where Saka literally handballed in the 18-yard box. There was no excuse for that not to have been given as a penalty. And I don't know if the VAR checked it, but yeah, that should have been a clear-cut penalty. But it wasn't given. And I think Paris Saint-Germain players just moved on. We will get our chances. We will get the clear-cut ones. We will try our best. And they carried on with the game. Going into the second half, it was the same thing from Arsenal. However, I think Odegaard came off and he brought in what's his name? Gyökeres. Now, truth be told, I didn't even know when Gyökeres came in because honestly, there was no change whatsoever, whether with the removal of Odegaard and inclusion of Gyökeres. He didn't do anything. He did. I think for the first maybe 20 minutes, 20 minutes that he came on, I didn't see anything he did until maybe he tried to shove a player away and he got a yellow card. That was the only time I saw Gyökeres play. He did not even try to insert himself into that game at all. There was no difference with him off the field and him on the field. And this is why Mikel Arteta would definitely always pick Kai Havertz, Gabriel Jesus ahead of him. You are in number 9. What are you doing? Why are you struggling to be in position? What is the problem? I get that your teammates are trying to defend because obviously PSG were really, in possession of the ball, trying to just cut through this Arsenal defense and that defense structure, even from the midfield and the attack. But you as a number 9, you were not helping. When you got the ball, you weren't doing anything with the ball. It's either you get the ball and the ball is literally collected from your feet. Nothing was happening. It was really bad. Gyökeres tonight, And then Mikel Arteta decides to bring on, at some point, he decided to bring on Martinelli and Noni Madueke. I would say that of the two guys that came on, Madueke had more of an impact than Martinelli. And that's just the truth. And I think that is the one thing about Madueke. He would always try to insert himself into the game, but his final touches are where the problem is, right? And that penalty, yes, was a penalty. I know a lot of people will say, oh, it's not a penalty, but it was absolutely a penalty. And I'm not going to fault Mosquera because I think in that first half, he really was able to handle Kvaratskhelia. Because honestly, I didn't see Kvaratskhelia in the first half. He couldn't take that guy on. Mosquera really had him in the bag. And I think where Mosquera lost focus just a little bit was after he picked up the yellow card, which was deserved. Because that first half, he kept on taking too long with the throw-ins. It was taking a minute or more to throw the ball. When you get the ball, throw it. If you're throwing it back, throw it back. If you're throwing it forward, throw it forward. But it was taking too long and the referee kept warning him. After I think the third, fourth time, he had to give him a yellow card, which was the right call from the referee. So after the yellow card, he lost a bit of momentum. And I think that was what Kvaratskhelia took advantage of and took him on in the 18-yard box, which obviously that was a clear-cut penalty. There is no... In fact, the referee didn't need the VAR to check it before he called a penalty. And the VAR checked it and they confirmed it was a penalty. It was a clear-cut penalty. Arsenal fans can try to argue it, but it was a clear-cut penalty. Anyways, it was given and Dembele scored the goal. Now, I'm going to mention a few players that I think I was really disappointed in this game. Dembele is number 1. He had a poor performance in that game. Forget the goal. He had a poor game. Dembele was not it at all. In fact, Desiree Doué was better. He tried. Kvaratskhelia tried his best also, but Mosquera just really knew how to handle him. Marquinhos tried. Vitinha tried. You see, Mendes, he didn't have a good night at all. He did not. João Neves, it was okay. It was just, it was there. And then on Arsenal side, what's his name? Saka, terrible. Saka was bad. Trossard even tried. Odegaard was nothing show. It was so bad till it was taken off. It did not even try. Every other player, Mosquera, he did good. Lewis Kelly, amazing. He did really well. Of course, Gabriel and Saliba, they had a good night. And I think they did their job. They really did their job. I was so impressed. You see, yes, I think that defense really actually wins you titles. And those two guys, they were amazing tonight. Declan Rice, it was off and on. It was really off and on. I don't think it really had much to do. I think maybe because they did more of defending, we didn't see much of Declan Rice, but yeah. And then going forward, Saka, terrible. Trossard, okay, Havertz was the guy. It was it. It would have really, and I think he also had another chance in the first half where I think he could have actually sealed that win for Arsenal, especially in the first half. He didn't take it. It was so bad. And I think he's going to blame himself for the fact that he didn't win the Champions League, because that was a clear-cut chance. Even in the second half, I think he also had a chance. He didn't take it. And that's the thing with these finals. When you have your chances, take them. If you don't take them, it bites you in the ass. So yeah, I think the game was okay. And yeah, regular time, both sides trying to play each other. Obviously, Dembele scored, equalizing the game. Extra time, both sides tried to play out themselves. Paris Saint-Germain in the first half of the extra time, Arsenal in the second half of the extra time, and they had to go to penalties, and that was where it mattered. You see, when it comes to penalties, it's anybody's game, and that's just the truth. It is anybody's game. It could have actually been Arsenal's game also, and it also been Paris Saint-Germain's, but I think Paris Saint-Germain were just really lucky tonight, right? They were really Arsenal players, and I think I heard a few of Arsenal players, just disappointed at the fact that even before the penalty shootout started, they were already complaining on the fact that they don't have proper penalty takers. Maybe aside from Declan Rice, aside from Gyökeres, every other player, they are not so confident. And that showed. And I was quite disappointed with Eze. Now, I'm not saying that the penalty was bad. Yes, he missed it, or let me say it was more of a save, right? It wasn't like I said it was exactly bad. It was more of a save. But then again, I think that it wasn't confident. It wasn't confident, going into that penalty, taking that penalty strike. And also, Gabriel Magalhaes, who I think has done the job tonight, it will feel disappointed. It will feel bad because they are still Premier League champions, right? But I'm sure he would have really felt they could have done it. And him losing that one, yeah, he would have felt really disappointing, right? But at the end of the day, all that matters is Paris Saint-Germain are champions of Europe. Back-to-back champions, they've done it. Luis Enrique, and nobody should shout Dembele for Ballon d'Or. I don't want to hear it. Because it didn't turn up in this game. It did not. It did not. So I do not want to hear Ballon d'Or. Okay? Anyways, that's my thought on the Champions League. I'm going to be adding 1 or 2 clips of Arsenal fans and what they made of the game and all that. And yeah, share your thoughts in the comment section, what you made of the game. If, as an Arsenal fan, yes, you feel disappointed, but you're still proud of your teammates or proud of the team, right? And probably Paris Saint-Germain fans who are, yes, excited. Anyways, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section. Don't also forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, okay? Subscribe to the channel, guys. Please subscribe to the channel. Also, put on your post notification button to get our latest video when they drop. And follow us on all our social media platforms at _official FSH. Until I come your way again, guys, we are now down into transfer news. So, look out for videos that will be coming for that, okay? Okay. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. Bye-bye.